Well, these JSBs look like perfect candidates.
Sir, ready for action.
What you're going to do today is for the greater good of the airgun world.
Sir, we are ready to fire.
Here we go, 50 yards. Kral NP 03. High power, 15.89 grain. Hand selected. No dents. Side shots running. Gosh, don't you hate that one flyer out the outside? There's always one. Jeez. Alright everybody, welcome back. James out here again with you at the range, 50 yards. Just got done shooting a 5-shot group, and as always, there's one flyer every time. Doesn't matter really what happens, what gun you're using, and you probably know it too. After so many shots in the magazine, there's always one flyer after the first couple shots or so. With that said, you know, shooting the same pellet, there's a couple of different variants of flyers, but in this video, guys, I want to share with you the fix that I have found for the one that happens using the same exact ammo in a magazine. Well, here's the target, guys. If you didn't get to see it downrange with the scope cam side shot. I know somebody's going to comment, why isn't it over here in the center of the bullseye of the paper? Well, first off, you wouldn't see it with my reticle. And secondly, I was shooting off of bags, not off my bog pod, which it was 0 prior to that. So, there you have it. But, as you notice here, 4 of them are pretty much touching, and one outside here, that flyer, the last shot. And there is a reason for that, believe it or not. And it's happened, I'm sure, to you if you've shot, you know, with the magazine and an air rifle. And I'm going to show you why it happens before I show you how to fix the problem and how to get rid of that flyer. And it's very common, believe it or not. Nobody's ever mentioned this. Some people have talked about modifying the airgun magazines. I know Hajimoto has done a video in the past over the umarex gauntlet style Marauder magazine, but that doesn't really take any effect. It may make the pellets slide through the magazine smoother, but the flyer has nothing to do with that, and I'll show you why. So there you have it, and then I'm going to show you now as to why this happens. Okay, so I have my magazine already loaded, preset with one pellet, and I have a nice round JSB, no damages, and I'll show you what happens and as to why this happens, guys. Okay, So we have 2 rounds in the magazine, one preset and then one behind it, the newer one behind it. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so here's my Kral NP03. Go ahead and open the handle, bolt handle. Get your magazine in here. I'm going to show you exactly why. I can show you exactly why there's a flyer without even shooting it. And I'm the only one that's ever talked about this, believe it or not. The king is back, baby. So, joking, not joking, but seriously, this is why the flyer happens. So I close it. Now, guess what? The pellet's inside the barrel, okay? The first one. Well, when you pull your handle back, you hear the magazine rotate? Well, that preset of the magazine is so much that what happens is the little carousel, the half moon shaped design in the magazine is bypassing your bolt probe before the bolt probe's even out of the magazine. You're probably thinking, how the heck is that possible? Well, look at the tip of the bolt probe. I'll have to get a close-up, nice close-up of that. But it's a little pin at the tip. And that pin is bypassing the carousel in this magazine, guys, and it's causing the pellet to slam into the bolt probe as you're cycling the action before the pellet's even shot. And I'll show you this here. Look, you can see the dent in this thing already before it's even shot, guys. I'm telling you. Nobody talks about this, and you can see it. And if I have to, I'll get a good close-up after reviewing the camera footage here. I'm not going to take that out, but you can see how it pulled the pellet out too, and that's another indication. So when you're sitting there pulling your bolt probe back, that next round is already riding on your bolt probe, and it's moving with it, and it pulled it all the way back to the surface. And it put a dent in it already before even shooting it. So guys, that right there, and it doesn't happen every shot because the tension changes as it rotates. And as you've seen in my shooting session today, it happened on the 5th shot. Whereas in past videos I've done, I've had flyers happen in the 3rd, 4th, whatever shot. You know, it happens. Right here is the reason why. It's the magazine and the bolt probe combination. It's not just the magazine. It's not just the bolt probe. It's the bolt probe and this style of magazine combination. Because if you look at the higher end guns like FX, their bolt probe does not have the little pin on it. It's a full length, pretty much the same exact diameter as the hole in their magazine. Whereas this Kral and many others, believe it or not, have that same pin style probe head that is the worst manufacturing flaw that I have ever seen since I've been in the business. Not only air guns, but this is what I do for a living, guys. Why would you design something like that and not catch it? And I'm the only one that caught this. How am I the only one that's catching this stuff? I don't know, but that to me right there just blows me away that most of your air guns have this tip style bolt probe. And this Kral has it. My umarex gauntlet has it. My Diana stormrider has it. The only one that does not have it, and it's single shot, of course, is the Beam and Chief. And that's one of the reasons why the Beam and Chief is so accurate and precise. I mean, I'm talking, it's still one of my most accurate air rifles, if not the accurate single shot air rifle for under $200 that keeps up with the best of them. That's 100% not a joke, guys. I can't make this stuff up, And like I said, though, the magazine is rotating still with the bolt probe still in it before I even pull it all the way back. And as I'm pulling it back, the pellet is coming back out of the magazine, backing out with the bolt probe, and then it's putting a dent in it. So, enough of how I caught on to it and seeing why it's happening. And it's even worse than some other guns, not only just the Kral. I mean, the flyer is not that bad, but it's still a flyer if you're sitting there shooting for a nice tight group. And, this group right here, you know, as a good sized group, or just offset bag, not a backrest or anything, me just shouldering the gun into a bag at 50 yards, you know, that would have been a nice tight cluster. But that flyer right there, but the 4 shots were, you know, 0.375, 3/8 of an inch at 50 yards. That's awesome. So now I want to share with you guys the footage of showing you what I used to fix this problem. Let me show you that now. Okay, here's the fix. 50 yards. Same hole. Same hole. Well, there you guys have it. The fix. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what I used to fix the problem. Is this right here. This is a totally different design magazine, just like I mentioned in my Benjamin Bulldog video, how that style of magazine puts out no flyers, because I found this out long ago and I wanted to find a better magazine design, and this is from Carm. And these style of magazines are no joke, guys. These things have their own individual holes for the pellets so they don't rub off each other with that half moon carousel design. You know, each shot is its own nature. So I want to show you 5 shots that I took here, and this is on paper already through the shot scope cam. And you can see, look, here's the next 5. There's the 5 before with the regular standard magazine from factory. So the same shot placement, of course. You flip it upside down, same shot placement, but overall there's no flyers and it's a tighter group. A lot of the shots went in the same exact hole, guys, because there is not much you know, difference in between each shot from the pellet hitting the bolt probe in the factory magazine. So this is crazy. So guys, you know, I hope you get what I'm saying here, because I can't believe I found this out. And again, I'm really the only one that called it out on this that I know of. If you're getting flyers, this is the one way to figure it out, especially if you're using the same ammunition and they shoot great. You know, the 15.89 grain JSBs and the Kral NP03 shoot awesome. But then you get that straggler, that one flyer that wants to be outside of the group, and no matter what gun it is, it's going to happen. And it's happened to me in the past on various air rifles and, you know, other things. So, guys, I definitely recommend getting one of these magazines. Not only did I get one for my Kral, I got one for my umarex gauntlet, the Marauder style 10-shot magazine, and my Diana stormrider. And I believe that's a 6-shot 22 cal magazine. So, Definitely check these magazines out if you want less of a flyer. They were over, I believe, $20-something a piece to get them here in the United States. So I ended up spending about $80 for 3 magazines. But I definitely am glad I did, because I'm not going to get that flyer, and that could be a miss, guys. That could be a big miss out in the woods. On top of everything else. You know, if I was small game hunting, that's a big difference. That's a big chunk. That flyer is over the size of the actual group itself, that distance away. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching, and I hope you get something from this video. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.